Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be a fastest map replay. It's going to be HomeTeamHonNa versus Brain. And this was sent to me by Joe of Joe's Fastest StarCraft Casts. Thank you very much for sending me this replay. I'm going to take your word for it that it's amazing. I really do appreciate it. Go ahead and check out Joe's Fastest StarCraft Cast. I'll put a link to his channel in the description for you. Alright, so bottom side here, we have ASL qualifier and participator. It is Brain. He is the magenta Terran player here. And on the left side, a yellow Protoss, HomeTeamHonNa. Don't know who this is. Joe doesn't know who it is either. It seems to be a Smurf name of some kind. It's an insanely good Protoss fastest map player with a 500 APM to start off here. This is not someone who is bad, alright? Brain, insanely good. Again, ASL qualifier. ASL, just really good at 1v1 regular StarCraft and killer at fastest map as well. 2 racks opening here from Brain, interestingly enough. We're going to see what that's all about. And then proxy gating here in the middle of the map is HomeTeamHonNa. Again, don't know who this is. No idea. We're going to call him Home Team from this point on, though. Probe does scout down and see, okay, so that's where my Terran opponent is. Fantastic. This wall off is going to be amazing against any early Zealot stuff, which this is early Zealot stuff. There's no gas being taken. There's no sign of a Cyber Core. This is a 3 or a 4 gate mass Zealot without speed opening here out of Home Team. SCV scouts it, sees what's going on. The wall is very important here. Maybe a bunker while we're at it, but also maybe we can harass this pylon a little bit. We can kill these probes quite possibly too. So SCVs, 2 SCVs versus 2 probes, and there's a Marine in here, really tips the scales in favor of the Terran. Alright, oh, I love this bunker placement too. Oh, Brain, you're so good at this game. Alright, so I think the bunker's gonna finish. Oh, but a Marine dies to these probes. That's not great. Oh, 3 Marines in the bunker would be better than 2, but here we go. SCVs trying to kill the pylon maybe, trying to get in here. I mean, obviously Zealots are gonna come out. And they make a run for it. Oh, this Marine, oh, that Marine getting in the bunker is amazing. But these Zealots coming for the front door. Can they get through? Oh my gosh, they can get through? I don't think Brain expected that. I don't think Brain expected these Zealots to be able to get through that gap. Was there a gap at all? I guess there was. So SCVs have to come off to deal with this. The Marines hate fighting Zealots. It takes about 400 Marine shots to kill a Zealot, obviously. This bunker is doing what it can. Honestly, it's kind of wounding and weakening these Zealots a little bit. These are still alive. SCVs are fighting them. He's trying to, like, kind of stack the SCVs a little bit, float them a little bit in this situation. Meanwhile, there's nothing back home to defend against Marines, so they come over to kill some probes. The Zealots have to deal with this, so these are fewer Zealots inside the Terran base because they're back home defending the Protoss base. So this is an insanely good opening. Really fun action-packed opening to this beginning of the match. Okay, that Zealot is dead. That Zealot's got 1 kill. It's dead. 0 kills on that Zealot. And I think Brain has stabilized here. Although, Forge back home, getting a cannon, so that doesn't happen again. And this is just... I mean, is this exactly what, Protoss players do in fastest map? Yes, without a doubt. Oh, love this. So SCVs are now blocking this position. So where only 1 Zealot at a time can get through. Plus they're repairing each other. Oh, that's sick. Now HomeTeamHonNa is in an immense amount of trouble. All of a sudden, probe down. Zealot can't handle this many Marines. There's a cannon. Okay, so we just kill Zealots one at a time as they come in. That's cool. That's totally cool. You're gonna have to micro though. Oh, they lose 1. Oh! Lost 2 Marines. A lot of these guys are injured. That's a problem for Brain. But he's getting the pressure away from him onto the Protoss. My gosh, that's another dead Marine. Yeah, a lot of these guys have taken Zealot hits. I cannot believe how much we are just focusing on Zealots right now. A Cyber Core would be amazing. Okay, Cyber Core coming in. I mean, it's 41 to 32 total supply. There are more probes for HomeTeamHonNa. I guess all the SCVs are working, but maybe it's time to come block. Yeah, SCVs are maybe coming in to go to work here. Bunker goes down. Nothing dies here. The bunker kind of did its job, but maybe not as effectively as you want it to if you're Brain. You didn't kill any of the gateways. You didn't kill any Zealots as they popped out. They're just rough. It's exceptionally, exceptionally rough. Alright, Citadel of Adun is the first tech of choice after the Cyber Core is done. Again, speed on these Zealots makes them insanely good. Insanely good. Second Command Center coming in here from Brain for additional SCP production and a better reclamation of this gas from these additional, I guess, Vespine gas geysers? Yes, they're geysers before they turn into refineries. Thank you, Brain. We got there. Not this brain, my brain, which I just call Brain, which is confusing for the purposes of this replay. But yeah, hit that like button if you're excited about what you're seeing so far. I mean, this is some really good play by both players. Good defense from both players. Good decision making, I would say, too. I mean, home team, sure, this didn't work. He didn't win. But so what? He's actually not getting speed. He's getting a Templar Archives and a robotics facility, which to me is all the makings of some storm drop action, which in fastest map is extremely, extremely good. Man, I haven't cast a fastest map on the main channel like as its own standalone replay in some time, have I? If you like fastest map, you really should check out my live streams on Sunday. They're right here on this channel, youtube.com/FalconPaladin at 11 a.m. Eastern every week, every Sunday. I do cast a bunch of replays, 1v1s, user-submitted stuff, fastest map. Stuff from players like Jadong or Flash or Bisu are in there too. It's a good time and it's live. You can interact with me directly and I don't know. It's just a plug for the old live stream. Marine's here to scout, I guess. And is going to see, catches both the Templar Archives and the robotics facility. Beautiful stuff there. So DT's coming in first. We are getting stormed though as a follow-up. So being prepared for a storm drop, hard, very, very difficult to do. Starport's on the way, maybe to get a Wraith to deal with incoming shuttles. I would not say no to that strategy at all. Also, there's a robotic support base, so we're looking at Reavers, we're looking at Storm, that kind of a splash damage style drop right here is exactly what home team is going for right now. We still not getting Zealot speed? That's really confusing to me. There's a lot of Zealots, and I guess he is constrained on gas here. Going for, I mean, all the stuff that he's going for. Dark Templar, gas heavy. Storm, gas heavy. Right? Going for High Templar, gas heavy. It's Templar Archives, gas heavy. All this stuff takes a lot of gas. So it makes sense he doesn't have the gas to go for Zealot legs yet, but he does now. Alright, so DT trending. Oh, the turret placements are good. Dark Templar accomplishes literally nothing. And on the Terran side of things, if you're trying to go for some kind of a drop that kills a ton of workers, a siege tank drop will do that for Terran, right? You set up... where do you try to set up? That's the question. You can't really set up over here because there's cannons. There's Zealots covering this area, which is where I would want to go. And from the... maybe from the north? Maybe take the super long way around, which I think is what's going on here. Super long way around. Zealots here to make sure there aren't any dropships moving out that he's unaware of. And Brain just kind of happily macroing up. At this stage, it was good aggression, but it's over now. We are making a Wraith. Additional barracks on the way here, too. Really? Interestingly enough, not going mech against a Protoss opponent is Brain. I am a little flabbergasted by this approach. I definitely feel like going mech is the way to go against Protoss. I am not the only person ever to have that thought, obviously. It's just tanks and vultures and Goliaths are... just really hard for Protoss to handle, whereas Marines are pretty easy to handle. So I don't know what's with all the barracks. I'm not going to lie to you. Ooh, shuttle speed is here, though. Alright, where's your unload spot? Here it is. Gets a... what? Well, he couldn't storm the minerals because all of the SCVs have been pulled. So beautiful pull. Extremely perfectly defended there by Brain. Can't have any complaints about that at all. Meanwhile, double pumping Corsairs as escorts, I'm assuming, for the shuttle. Seems cool. For some reason, there's a Zealot up here. Oh, is this one of those maps where the high ground tanks can get on? I kind of feel like it is one of those maps. Yikes. minutes. All right, Zealot Legs finally getting researched here at 10 minutes. For whatever reason. Woo! We have a big shuttle group here today and a Corsair escort as usual. Are there any High Templar in these shuttles at all? Or are we just unloading a ton of speed lots? Oh, there are High Templar in this one. Okay, so there's High Templar. There are Zealots in here. Marines on the top of this ramp. Watchers on the wall. And here come the Corsairs. Their job is to completely... Oh, that shuttle... Oh, shuttle's getting focused, but... The storms are up! Where are the SCVs? The pulls on these SCVs. Insanely good from Brain. Like, where are they? Oh, they're all the way up here. Jeez. Absolutely fantastic. Just seeing it coming, pulling the SCVs, focusing down shuttles as well as he can, and that was... Brain is killing it right now. He's doing so well. So, home team's going to try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Even at second you don't succeed, try again. I believe, as the saying goes, is he actually he's producing with these gateways. That's fantastic. Trying to find another angle in which to get a drop in. You still have to deal with multiple missile turrets, which again are going to be attacking the Corsairs first. And once again, the SCV split here, but does okay, storms the minerals. I think maybe 7, maybe 6 SCVs died there. Again, Brain just he's kind of destructive on the defensive end, which is not something you see a lot. He's getting some amazing trades here. He's losing maybe 4 to 5 to 6 probes. And he's killing multiple Corsairs. He's killing multiple High Templar and Zealots and shuttles. Brain's doing his thing. Home team knows what he's doing as well, though, right? He's going for Dragoon range. He's getting Reavers. He's getting more shuttles. He understands the easiest way to win a fastest map game is to drop the production, or drop the income of the enemy. He's trying to come in through the top now. Surprise angle is surprise. And the oh, I don't know if the SCVs got out in time. Oh, okay, that was a whiff. I don't know, man. That just seemed like a totally blind, the SCVs will go this way, I'll storm this way play, right? Remember what I said about tank drops a second ago? Yeah, tank drops a second ago. Do they get any hits? Probe count. Not really, no. And then Reaver drops to deal with the dropped tanks. Good probe pull, getting out of there, home team. So these players are elite, experienced fastest map players. Lesser players would have died to at least one of these storm drops. A lesser Protoss player would have lost a ton of probes to that tank drop. No. They're both incredibly good at defending. They're both incredibly good at finding openings in which to do this. I cannot believe this from home team. He is literally just dropping. He doesn't really have a ground army at all. Oh, my Reaver dropped my Atlanta. Okay, so Archons are in here. Reavers are in here. There's shuttles in the mix, taking missile turret fire as you can. Brain is at 63 SCVs, and that could not honestly have gone better for him. Okay, there are... Oh, all right. This Archon's in here murdering some SCVs. That's pretty good. Fire Bats are in here to deal with the Zealots, but guess what? The Archon... How is this guy? What is killing this dude? Did the SCVs take that down? Is that what happened? All right, so we're making a Valkyrie. He's like, okay, we need some good splash damage on the anti-air. So Valkyrie prepared it is. And check this out, man. Home team is just not interested in giving up. He has been entirely unable to massacre the economy of Brain, but he's not giving up. Valkyrie versus Corsair. Ooh, good storm too, though, and some Archons. All right, so those Valkyries die with accomplishing almost nothing. That Corsair is very injured, so that counts as, I guess, something on their list of stuff they've done in their entire lives. Woo! This is great. This is something. Something indeed. Again, thanks, Joe, for sending me this replay. This has been a lot of fun so far. You've not been wrong. Joe's fastest StarCraft cast, everyone. check him out. He's new. He's new to YouTube, it looks like. He's got, like, I don't know, just 34 subscribers. So we can give him some more, can't we, Falcon fans? I think we can. For more fastest map. Again, another unload, and Archons, Reavers, SCV count is... Oh, that was a big hit. Okay. Down to 50 at this point. Reavers taking down bunkers as well as they can. All right, all right. Ow. And the Reaver goes down. Once again, probably more damage taken by home team than damage done to the economy of Brain, but I don't know, down to 50 workers from about 60 or so. So 10 SCVs died there, a couple bunkers went down, some Marines died. Neither player is maxed out, and look at them spend their money. Look at them spending their money here on the fastest map. That's insane. Home team going again. Upgrades, continuing apace for both players here. Ship weapons is actually the priority for Brain right now, as he's making a lot of Valkyries. This drop, nope, that, I don't know what that was. Alright, so this is more of a let's wipe out some of the static defenses in this part of the map than it was a let's try to kill some SCVs. So Storm, okay, that was good. That was actually pretty good. This Reaver's got a bunch of kills. Zealots trying to maybe cancel an upgrade here. That armory is on fire. It's a potential outcome. This missile turret is gonna die, but these Zealots are also both going to die. Ah, look at my prognostication abilities. Ladies and gentlemen, and again, undecideds. Alright. Archon, Zealot, Zealot, Archon. I guess there's some High Templar in here. The production tab is just non-stop here. Looks like a Fleet Beacon and an Arbiter Tribunal coming in. So we're going to do a carrier transition here, which is kind of cool. He's hiding the tech up here, though, which is brilliant. This is an empty drop ship. This is an empty drop ship. So just fake outs everywhere. And this is real, though. This is Hometown being as real as he can be. Marines. Okay, so we're just going to unload the Archons on the Marines, kill them all. Reavers here too. And again, the Valkyries are great against shuttles, but bad against anything on the ground. Obviously, that's their design. We know this. Reavers getting big hits off. Tanks are the answer to the Reavers and the Archons, though. Smaller drop at an earlier time coming in now. Once again, kind of forced to unload early, but at the very least, you can take out some missile turrets and force the Terran to replace those and make it easier for future drops. Entirely possibly. Two hits from a Reaver to take down a siege tank. Makes a lot of sense. You can one-shot a bunch of Marines with a Scarab attack. Going for Scarab damage, actually, from 100 to 125 damage on that Scarab attack. 76 to 67 workers. I mean, the damage taken today by Brain has not really slowed him down all that much. Dropship here for scouting purposes entirely. And actually decides to back on out here because it did get scouted. Okay, so a bit of a calm here. It feels like a calm before the storm type scenario, as Brain is, wow, just actually going for more Corsairs here. Is it Disruption Web? Why did the Fleet Beacon, maybe for later? I don't know. Disruption Web in a situation like this, not bad. Toss down some Disruption Webs on these turrets. You're going to have a much easier time. Disruption Web on these Marines, too? Oh, double-sided, two-pronged attack, baby. Alright, so this group, Marines, missile turrets. This group, oh, Valkyries. Okay. So this, the storms are real! Brain takes the hit. He's been trying to avoid the whole game, down to 29 SCVs. Reaver's trying to get kills. There's High Templar back here with not enough energy to throw down a storm. This one has enough energy to throw down a storm, that's for sure. Additional command centers getting killed. High Templar wanders in, gets a storm off, and gets massacred, as is per usual the hit. I like how the Reavers are kiting as well as they can too, which is hilarious. I mean, went out with a bang. We can give it that. Is the Protoss going to win this thing? Again, unknown player. It's got to be a Smurf of some really good Protoss. But HomeTeamHonNa doesn't ring any bells for anybody, at least as far as the internet is concerned. It is Disruption Web being researched here at the Fleet Beacon, so sure. Why not? We're 20 minutes into this thing. It's time. I mean, Brain... The larger problem here is that Brain has successfully attempted a single tank drop. And HomeTeamHonNa has put out about 14 different drops here. And all he needs is for a couple of those to succeed. That was not one that succeeded. I'm going to give that about a F rating. He didn't get even close to these SCVs with that drop. Valkyries accomplishing some stuff as they do. More DTs coming in. I don't know what for because the missile turret count is kind of nuts. There's missile turrets covering everywhere here, but we are kind of more moving in... say into tank production, but it's still Marines are coming out, still getting the ship weapons upgrade again to deal with those shuttles as they come in. For Valkyries to have additional upgrades helps a lot. Makes perfect sense. Here we go to save the day, dropping on top of your SCV. Oh my gosh, he got this one. Okay, alright, down to 30 SCVs again. I think Brain's in trouble. I'm looking at this game, it feels very much like a Brain is in trouble TVP. It's at 33 SCVs to 76 probes for Home Team. The mineral income alone is hugely favoring the Protoss. We have a Dark Archon, which is neat. Let's see if we get any Maelstrom or maybe some mind control researched here. Home Team throwing up some cannons over here so that drops. Again, Brain has just been defend, 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 defend. That's what he's been doing today. Home Team says, I have a lot of mineral income. Let's throw up some cannons. Just so that drops are harder to pull off here. Scouting is harder to pull off here. And where's this drop going to go? This is non-stop drops. It is mind control being researched from Home Team here. Now, here's the thing. RJB has told me that mind control of an enemy worker and creating your own pet army as Protoss is banned in official fastest map tournaments. But as far as friendly matches, random custom matches you're playing on Battle.net during the week, that's not the case. So if this is one of those, if this is just a regular old let's play a practice match kind of a thing, this might turn into Home Team getting his own private Terran army. I'm just saying. Look at this map. Look at how hemmed in Brain is right now. He has no vision outside of anything at the moment. All he knows is these drops keep coming in. The Valkyrie cloud was here, so the decision to unload early happened. The Reaver count is pretty hefty, though, man. That's a lot of dead Marines. Supply depot's getting focused down, trying to supply block Brain, not going super well. And, oh my gosh, single Scarab kills so many Marines. This is why we don't usually see Marines against Protoss, is because both Storm and Reavers just obliterate them. And they're not as fast as Zerglings are, it turns out. They have a harder time dodging this kind of thing. Corsair energy, because why not? We're making 8 Corsairs at a time for these drops. 24 minutes into this thing, Brain is down about 15 supply. His worker count is at 55. He's been doing a good job Replacing those SCVs as well as he can, defending as well as he can here. And it looks like Brain, maybe he's decided it's time to move out. He's like, look, we're spending so much time on drops, there cannot possibly be any kind of a massive ground army to deal with a million siege tanks. However, you have to first get through the line of cannons, which does buy home team a lot of time to, I don't know, make a ton of zealots to try to deal with this, drop zealots on this, drop reavers on this. It's just, there's a lot of options here for home team. And what he's going to do is just drop reavers on top of this and get some storms down there, wipe out every single siege tank that ever existed in this little thing. Oh my gosh, home team. Yeah, this dude is honestly killing it. He just wiped out almost every tank that Brain has. He did not get a secondary drop down here. Not really, no. He killed a couple SCVs. But he did not get a High Templar down here, so he's fine. Charon Booster's getting researched, which I'm honestly surprised we didn't have that yet. But he did make a choice to go for Valkyries for base defense, rather than Goliaths, which the splash damage on the clumped up shuttles, it makes a lot of sense to me. I'm not going to complain about it. You know what we need here is carriers. Okay, so now the carrier transition. He's got the upgrades for him, right? His Corsairs have killer upgrades. By that I mean +1 attack and +2 shields and +2 armor. So pretty good. Also 4 shield batteries coming up. Don't know where the shield batteries are or what they're... Oh, okay, shield batteries. So are these going to be for the carriers to retreat back to? It sure seems like it, yes. And again, it's fastest map, so remember all those tanks that died? The tanks are back, everyone. Trying to storm them up a little bit. This High Templar... No. Okay. Holding by the skin of his teeth here is Brain. Again, doesn't have a lot of room to work with. Doesn't have a ton of production facilities right now. Is back up to 64 workers, but doesn't have a bank, which home team does because he's been maxed out and he has the income. That's how you get the banks in the StarCraft. Carriers coming up. I don't know. So he's scanning. He sees this with his scan. But I don't think he knows about the carrier surprise that's coming his way. Once again, trying to zealot bomb these guys, but guess what? The tanks aren't sieged up, so zealot bombing doesn't work as well. And Brain doing fairly well here. Again, not knowing who this Protoss is makes it hard for me to call who should win this game based on, you know, overall skill, but HomeTeamHonNa could be any number of elite Protoss fastest map players, and we just don't know. Obviously, it is somebody who's very good. Their APM is 340 right now. Hometown is actually sacrificing probes to free up additional supply. This is a play, man. What is this? I hope those were empty, because I don't know what. Yeah, I think they were empty to free up supply and just kind of put some fear into Brain right now. Guess who's invested a ton into siege tanks? Brain has. Guess who has a bunch of carriers? Home team does. So, the Valkyries. Alright, so something people in the comments have been telling me a lot is Valkyries are good against carriers in fastest map because they can kill interceptors really easily. So we'll see if that's what the Valkyries are used for. And as we all... Oh, that's possibly a free... Possibly a free carrier? Nope, carrier manages to live. This drop coming along the bottom side is obliterated before it can do... Oh no, it got the storms off. No, it wasn't before anything. Oh, down to 32 SCVs. Meanwhile, carriers are here. Brain doesn't have a great income to tech switch into. I don't know, what does he want? Into a million Goliaths, probably. He's in trouble. Brain is in a lot of trouble right now. That storm drop was at the worst possible time. He needs to spend resources on making extra SCVs. In the meantime, again, his income is bad. And home team just kind of getting shield batteries and Dark Templar, and the tanks are worthless now, and Marines wandering into cannon fire, and this is all bad. This is all bad for Brain. This HomeTeamHonNa person really does feel like he's going to go ahead and pull this thing out. This has been a masterful approach to PvT and fastest map out of HomeTeam. I mean, the tanks are like, we'll kill your probes for you, and HomeTeam says, thank you. That's awful kind. A little bit low on interceptor count here for some of these. Really interested in why he's not getting +2 and +3 air weapons. I don't quite understand it. So this is a situation where in a normal 1v1, the Protoss would just kind of keep the Terran in, right? Try to just siege him. Prevent him from leaving. Prevent him from expanding, which is what's happening here. The problem is, it takes a long time to mine through these stacked mineral patches. One mineral patch is 50,000 minerals. So that's gone. There's another one, and another one, and another one. So here come the Valks. They're going to try to do their best against these interceptors. They're not going to attack the bodies directly, of the carriers directly, because that doesn't make any sense, because they don't do a lot of damage there. But killing interceptors is an effective way to do this. Oh, carrier's wandering a bit too deep into Terran territory, I kind of feel like. Okay, great stasis, however. Oh boy, great storms. How did he recall High Templar in there? I don't even know what he did. That was brutal. He killed the main command center. He killed a bunch of SCVs. We're down to 32 SCVs for Brain. Holy crap. I think Home Team has just solidified the victory here. There's a Dark Templar with 333 upgrades. You know, just taking out siege tanks, Dark Templars do. Zealots causing problems. Brain, he's at 130 supply. He's at 36 workers. There's so much yellow on this map, it's not even fun for Brain right now. It's fun for Protoss, though, I can tell you that much. Alright, well. I don't know. I do not see a way that Brain can come back. He's down 70 total supply. He's got a ton of siege tanks, which again are not great against mass carrier, it turns out. Sure, the tanks are great against the Zealots. The Valkyries are fine. Corsairs trying to kill these Valks, but wow. Yeah, not with a missile turret Valkyrie Goliath army on top of you, Corsairs. I'm sorry, you're too squishy for that. Much, much too squishy for that. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Brain fans, I understand you're here to click on this for Brain, but like, this is not as scary as this is. Oh, is this just the hammer blow right here? So the Valkyries have done a really pretty fantastic job at base defense today. Like, they've really shut down a ton of attacks. That storm on the Valkyries for the most part was okay, I guess. That's a much better storm. And slow pushing here is Brain. I mean, look, I like this from him. I do. It's good. It's fine. But this whole left side of his base is completely, you know, undefended. Brain's bank is not so much that he can lose all of this and replace it quickly, which is, I think, why Home Team is coming back. Because he recognizes that if these carriers all die, Brain is going to have a heck of a time dealing with it. Oh, we actually do get some disruption web. The Valkyries actually do get a carrier, which is great. Maybe another carrier dies. Brain? No. Look, man, I love you, Brain, but you're down 195 to 108 total supply. Tanks getting wiped out. The high ground abuse here from home team is insanely good. And yeah, it's good. This is really nice micro from the carriers. It's hard as a Terran player to deal with this if there's this impressive micro here. Reavers get some, try to get some hits off on these Goliaths, at least force the Goliaths back a little bit, which makes easier pickings for the tanks. As the carriers come back in, Brain is actually buying a surprising amount of time here. No. No, 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 no. No. Is this working? Look, the number of PvT fastest map games where a Terran has walked 20 siege tanks into a Protoss base and just been like, get me out, and the Protoss can't, is way too high. But this is stretching the limits of the viability of that strategy. I'm just telling you. Right now. Up to 48 workers is Brain. Still doesn't have much of a bank, but these tanks aren't dying fast. These tanks are dying slow. Home team is not actually using the hold stop micro, and he loses another carrier there. Brain is still under 100 supply. Look at the disruption web shenanigans. The shenanigans of the day on the disruption web. You might as well. You might as well disruption web everything. What else do Corsairs use for energy? That's right, nothing. They use nothing else for their energy. Might as well disruption web everything. I mean, you need the energy for it, obviously, but like, okay. Home team cruising in. All right. This is 87 supply for Brain. Production tab is tanks. He's making Goliaths. Trying to get additional factories, but this push is looking pretty intense. When you're down 100 supply, you do not want the enemy to be at your front door. You want to be at your enemy's front doors for as long as you can, because then you're putting pressure on them, and they can't bring their entire army to bear on you when you're pressuring them, but now you're getting pressured, and it's bad. So, I don't want to say it's a flawless win here from HomeTeamHonNa. He's done a great job. Obviously, some of these storm drops were sick. So many SCVs died. And it's kind of like hockey, or it's kind of like soccer, or football, if you will, where as the goalie, the more shots on goal, the more chance one of them is going to succeed, right? You can stop 87 shots, but if 3 of them get through, you're going to lose the game. And anybody only will remember the 3 that got through. And that's exactly what's happening here. Brain defended so many drops beautifully and skillfully. And yet, 2 or 3 of the drops got through. The SCV count got dropped down to 30 at the worst possible times. These shield batteries doing work. Insane. And as a result, you're in the position now where you're down 75 supply. Disruption web is everywhere. There's Reavers killing your stuff. Storm's getting tossed down too. Home team knows how to use spellcasters. And, oh my gosh. This is... this is insane. Yeah, that's it. I think this is our GG, ladies and gentlemen. A carrier died. That is some small solace there for Brain. Yeah, that's it. Brain's out. I hope he GG'd over Discord or something, because bam. Because that was a good game. That was... That was undoubtedly an insanely good PvT. I'm giving that an epic tag. The Falcon Paladin epic tag for sure. Thanks again, Joe, from Joe's Fastest StarCraft Cast for the replay. Check him out, guys. Please give him a subscribe for me. Give him a comment. Let him know that Falcon sent you. But yeah, I don't know what to cover that I didn't cover in the last few minutes there. It was the drops. Home team dropped 100 times. Brain defended it just brilliantly so many times, but not enough. Not every time. And that's where it gets ya. He tried one siege tank drop that didn't do anything, and if that's all you know about this game, is that the Protoss dropped the Terran 47 times and the Terran dropped the Protoss once, you can probably guess who came out on top. Brain did try the old Terran move of just sending your siege tanks to the enemy base and setting up and trying to win that way, but too many carriers. The siege tank power had been lifted, or had been removed at that point because the carrier count. Goliath getting some nice hits. A bunch of carriers did die, but eventually had to go home. And once you're home and your opponent has a bank and your opponent has way more stuff than you, then this happens, and you just get smooshed at the end. 38 minutes. Woo. End of the day, 535,000 points for HomeTeamHonNa. 465,000 points for Brain. Ended up outproducing the Terran by about 100 units. Makes sense. Ended up killing fewer units than the Terran did. Again, some of these drops were not cost efficient for Home Team, but guess what? You do them enough, you get through enough, it makes it worth it in the end. Structures raised surprisingly very even on that front. And then look at these resources. What Brain did when the resource tab looks like this is very impressive. Brain is an insanely good Terran player. We love him. We love him a lot. Didn't get the win here today, and our mysterious home team HomeTeamHonNa is the victory. Blah. All right, good stuff. So that right there is going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a fastest map. Thanks again to Joe of Joe's Fastest StarCraft Cast for the replay. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.